Hello everyone. Today is a very important day. Today is the 20th of July. And on 20th of July in 1969, man landed on the moon. So Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin landed on this day in 1969 on the moon. And जब वो वहाँ पहुँचे, the first thing Neil Armstrong said was, this one small step for a man. He was stepping on the moon. This one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. और आज उसी दिन हम लोग 2020 में बैठे हैं, and there's one big challenge which we are facing, and that challenge is the coronavirus. But today I have a very good news for you. And the good news emerges, and I was chasing this news. I told you मैं आपसे बात करूंगा जब भी इस पे कोई समाचार आता है. And finally, what we were expecting कि Thursday को Oxford vaccine के result आएंगे, वो finally आज कुछ घंटे पहले disclose हुए. So today we are going to talk about this, the most important thing in the coronavirus pandemic, which is the Oxford vaccine. And the Oxford vaccine, as you all been following, is also called the ChAdOx1, yani chimpanzee adenovirus Oxford 1 nCoV-19, yani novel coronavirus vaccine. Just to recap quickly, we have discussed it about in detail, but just to recap, this is being developed by the Oxford University under the Jenner Institute, which is their primary division which develops vaccines. And the person who is a wonderful person, a great professor, a person of great scientific knowledge is this person. This person is Professor Adrian Hill. He's the director of the Oxford Jenner Institute, and he's the man behind this vaccine. This vaccine का जितना भी काम हो रहा है वो ये व्यक्ति कर रहे हैं. और शायद दुनिया को कोरोना वायरस से मैं शुरू से कहता आ रहा हूं कि this man stands the best chance to save the world from coronavirus. Science is the tool which he's using, and he's a fantastic scientist. And today, finally, coronavirus की जो Oxford vaccine की testing चल रही थी, clinical trials चल रहे थे, on 1,000 people. I remember आज तक जो हमने vaccines की बात करी है, Russian vaccine ने 38 लोगों पर trial किया था, और जो Moderna vaccine के बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे, उसके भी trials महज कुछ दर्जन, some dozen people had they tried this on. This vaccine, the result is from 1,000 people. And you remember that the slide which I used to show you, this is an advanced stage of clinical trial, and that is the best news. And the best news is yet to come. I'll keep telling you because today is a good day, so don't miss this show today, right? I'm going to talk to you about the results. The results have just come in from this 1,000 tests, which were done across several countries, but largely in UK. UK is the home country for Oxford. And those results have been extremely promising, according to me, and that's what all scientific community is saying. And the biggest reason for saying that is the fact that this happened. The vaccine led to a dual immune system. So the first vaccine to actually do a dual immune action is this vaccine, successfully. अब dual immune action का मतलब क्या होता है, ये आपको समझना जरूरी है, और थोड़ा सा आप मुझे 2 मिनट का वक्त देंगे तो मैं आपको बेहतर समझाऊंगा. हमारी बॉडी में अलग अलग तरीके से व्हाइट ब्लड सेल्स जिसको हम बोलते हैं, जो एक्चुअली इम्यून सेल्स होती हैं, वो कई तरीके की होती हैं. और उनमें से जो सबसे नॉर्मल टाइप की सेल्स होती है, लाइक योर नॉर्मल लाइक अ पुलिस फोर्स, जो बेसिक क्रिमिनल्स को पकड़ती रहती है. बट इफ अ मेजर अटैक हैपेंस ऑफ अ न्यू वायरस, देन यू नीड योर आर्मी, यू नीड स्पेशल ऑप्स. And there are two kinds of special operation cells which your immune system has. One is called the B cell and the other is called the T cells. Now, B cells, you might have heard in the past, they're nothing but those who produced antibodies. So if you've heard about antibodies, remember Moderna? I talked about it 3 days ago. Moderna was producing antibodies. That antibody happens from B cell. So the first one, the top one, is the B cell. B cell antibody produced. And the other specialized cell which you have in your immune system, the special ops, the ones with the big guns, are the T cells. Now, the T cells are number 2 kind of, the second kind of specialized ops. The beauty of the Oxford vaccine results, which have come out today from 1,000 samples, I must reiterate, is the fact that it produces both of them. So in dono cells, both of them, they produce B cells and they produce T cells, which means it is capable of producing the antibody, which you're all well aware of now, but it is also able to produce the killer T cells. It's actually called the killer T cells. Now let's delve a little deeper into what is the T cell which this Oxford vaccine is producing, because this will be very critical. You see, T cells, what are T cells? Very important. T cells are able to attach to the, to suppose there's a virus or a bacteria or anything, they're able to attach and kill it, at the site itself. Now, the T cells are specialized fighters, as I told you. There are 2 types of T cells. They themselves are of 2 types. One is called the helper T cells, and the other are called the killer T cells. Now, what does the helper T cell do? The helper T cell is like, like when you're fighting a war, you first send your, spies to find out where the enemy is. So this is like the recon cells. They do the recon. They're like the spies. They go out. They find out what is this bacteria, what is this virus, and then they mark it. And then the killer T cells goes and kills it. Or the antibody, which is the B cell, can also go and kill it. So B and T both can kill after the helper T cell has marked it. And that's why T cells are very important, because they can mark the cells as well. The other thing you need to understand, that T cells are specific to every infection. So the T cell which the Oxford vaccine is producing is only for coronavirus. It's not going to work on anything else. तो वो स्पेशलाइज सेल है, उसको सिर्फ एक ही चीज मारनी आती है, उसको सिर्फ एक ही पार्ट पढ़ाया गया है, वो उसी से काम करता है. The next thing you want to know, which is very important, is the fact that compared to B cells, T cells have a much longer life. ये दोनों ही सेल आपके बोन मैरो में बनते हैं. They happen in your bone marrow. But जो B cells है, that happen entirely in your bone marrow, the T cells travel into your thymus and then it is able to release in the body. So it is basically cooked in two places in your body. It has a longer life, which is a great news, because we know that the Moderna vaccine, which we were talking last time, and all of the vaccines are only producing antibodies, which means their effectiveness will dwindle over time. So इसीलिए हम कह रहे थे कि 2-3 महीने में ही वैक्सीन बेकार हो जाएगी अगर हम लगाएंगे भी. और सारे एक्सपर्ट्स कह रहे थे कि शायद कोरोना वायरस की कोई वैक्सीन ही नहीं बनेगी, बिकॉज एंटीबॉडी ही बन रही है. बट अब टी सेल बननी शुरू हो गई है ऑक्सफोर्ड वैक्सीन में, विच मीन्स जो शेल्फ लाइफ होगी आपके बॉडी के अंदर उस वैक्सीन की, वो काफी लंबी हो सकती है, which is exactly what we want, right? Now let me just sort of summarize what has exactly happened. There are 4 things which are important, and these things you should know on this important day, because there are 4 things which are good news here. Okay, number 1, the first thing which is there here is the fact that the sample in the coronavirus, the Oxford trial vaccine, is much larger. So instead of talking about 30, 40, 50 people getting the vaccine, we're talking about now huge numbers, and the coronavirus, of course, the samples are higher, which means the results is more reliable. The second important thing is that, and very important, is that the side effects are very low. I remember when I was talking to you about the Moderna vaccine, I was telling you that some of those people, out of those, I think 45 people who were tested, 3 of them had severe side effects. In this case, there are no severe side effects in a much larger sample. और साथ ही साथ जो वैक्सीन जिन लोगों को लगी, उनको वहां पे थोड़ा बहुत इन्फ्लेमेशन आ गया, जहां पे वैक्सीन लगी है वहां सूजन आ गया, रेडनेस हो गई, हल्का फीवर आ गया. तो these are pretty normal side effects of any vaccine, and it goes away in no time. So nothing severe happened, which is a great thing, because which means that people who are not very strong body wise, उनको भी ये वैक्सीन दी जा सकती है, which is very important. The third thing which is important, which I have already talked to you, is a dual action vaccine, which means ना सिर्फ ये एंटीबॉडीज से मारेगी वायरस को, क्योंकि एंटीबॉडी सेल के अंदर जो वायरस घुस गया उसको भी मार सकता है. It can kill viruses which have gone inside your cell, and the T cells can kill viruses which are moving around, floating around and trying to infect your cell. So viruses, this coronavirus, hopefully this vaccine goes successful, would be killed in cases where it has gone inside the cell, and also in cases when it is trying to go inside the cell. So both the cases it can potentially sort out. Of course, it is preliminary even now, so there's no conclusion, but the initial results are very promising. And the fourth thing, which is very important as well for a country like India, is that this is going to be one of the lowest cost vaccines, because Dr. Hill and the Oxford Institute have decided that they will produce this vaccine at no profit. So whatever is the cost of the vaccine, they will pass it on until the coronavirus crisis goes on. They have said they will not make money out of it. They will do it in a non-profit way. So even people and countries and societies which are poorer can happily access the vaccine if it is available. Now, the results of this vaccine are, well, only about 2-3 महीने के ही results हैं. So अभी 2-3 महीने के results पे conclusively कुछ भी कह देना थोड़ी जल्दबाजी अभी भी होगी, लेकिन अब तक की जो 150 वैक्सीन्स पे हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, 150 वैक्सीन्स पे working on, this vaccine is clearly the leader. Now, there are always reports which are saying that maybe in 3 months you might be able to, the last clinical trial may happen, which means tens of thousands of people might be tested, may happen. They're looking India as a clinical trial ground, may happen, we do not know. They're looking Brazil as a clinical trial ground, again, Brazil is highly invested, and US is also going to be a clinical trial ground. But in my opinion, another 2-3 months, it would go for another trial, clinical trial stages will come. And then Oxford Institute with AstraZeneca, which is a company which produces vaccine, which also We'll also have a collaboration with the Serum Institute of India, which is a Pune-based Indian company. They all might be in a position, if the vaccine goes successful, to do it at a much larger scale. There is a fair chance that maybe by the end of this year, maybe by the beginning of next year, if all goes well, and we all pray and hope and really wish the scientists that it all goes well, my prayers and your prayers should be with them because they're trying to help us. If all goes well, maybe by the end of this year, maybe by the beginning of next year, the Oxford vaccine might be a reality. That doesn't mean that coronavirus will go away completely. It will still mutate. But the lethality and what has happened to us, where we have to wear masks all the place and the whole world is turned upside around for all of us, that might be eased out. I hope, I pray for you, I pray for myself, and we all are in full faith and confidence of our scientific community. We all wish the Oxford Institute all the best for the vaccine trials further. We hope that the chimpanzee adenovirus Oxford 1 vaccine is a success and it comes to all of us at a low cost in the minimum possible time. Thank you.